And we jump directly in the second match. So as you can see, I recast the replays. I messed up the live recording, but still, of course, I want to give you some VODs, and I pretend that I have no idea what's going on these maps, of course. So yeah, it was a little bit weird what happened at Scrap Station. WhiteRA expected a macro game, and he wanted to do some WhiteRA action, probably. But yeah, Dimaga knew what's going on. He's a mad person. He likes to macro up. Sometimes he's 7 pooling, sometimes he does this, sometimes he does that. So he's a poker player. I talked to him at Cologne a little bit, so he played some poker, you know. And in poker you need to have deception. And this is the purpose, this is the reason why Dimaga plays these weird styles, mixing everything up. He tries to show at the front gate all time the same, but in the backyard there is some strategy going on, and he's mixing up a lot. Very, very tough to read what's going on in the base of Dimaga. And yeah, killing off the scout probes was key to pull that off on the first map. So in this case, Dimaga scouting his opponent with his overlord, and the probe turned around to go to the 12 o'clock position where Dimaga starts, and WhiteRA sees that there's a Zerg player. And there's some delaying going on, but Dimaga has no overmins, so he did not want to expand in the first place. Okay, there's a spawning pool going down already. And the pylon delays the expansion of Dimaga. So Dimaga needs to wait for some Zerglings. And the gate is already finished. Still no extractor, so probably Dimaga wants to expand as fast as possible. See this overmins, look at this overmins. Bad thing right now, but as long as you use your larvae to produce drones, or in this case he's saving them up to get Zerglings really fast, as you can see. 6 Zerglings. When you save up the first 2 larvae, there's always a third when the spawning pool is coming up right now. Dimaga's DuckloadRA's probe is a mean being. Tries to rob 5 minerals. And Dimaga wants to kill off this pylon as fast as possible. So the simulator score is already finished. We got a second assimilator, and the overlord sees what's going on at the front gate of DuckloadRA's base. Of course, he wants to know when the Protoss player is moving out. The pylon went down, and the hatchery is placed at the natural expansion. So this is something like standard. The first lava inject happened, and we see there is an overlord in the production tab. Dimaga will be supply stuck pretty soon, but the overlord will pop out right before the lava will spawn. But, well, I think, yeah, this is the right timing. The first Zerglings try to slip in the base, or at least pick up the probe, but, yeah, the Stalker cleaned or saved the probe in this position. Stalker wants to chase these Zerglings, and as long as there is no metabolic boost, the Stalker is fine against these Zerglings. And of course, Dimaga had his extractor really late. This is something that DuckloadRA scouted, so he can make some trouble at the front gate of Dimaga. Some Zerglings chasing the Stalker, but the Stalker is a little bit faster. The Stalker needs to be pulled back. The scout probe slips through, but here's the queen. No chance, dude. Now the Stalker's in a lot of trouble there. But still, there could be a force field to save him. Yeah, and the Zealot buddy steps aside to let his buddy shell pass. Huh. Okay, we see a hatchery going morphing to a lair. Still 1 extractor. Have a look at the drone count. 26 against 25. And already 3 gates by DuckloadRA, aka WhiteRA. Who's stepping up to probably expand. You know, when you are on 3 gates, you nearly always want to expand. Cybernetic score which went down already. Dimaga wants to scout what's going on, so he's suiciding 1 overlord to scout 3 additional gates, maybe a Stargate, maybe an cybernetics core. First Zerglings at the front gate will have metabolic boost. Don't know, they have no wings so far. No metabolic boost so far. Hatchery went down. So we see some Spinecrawler. Because Dimaga didn't see anything in the main base of WhiteRA. He prepares for a 4-gate push. But yeah, here's the Nexus going down. 3-gate expand is a pretty standard play. I think it's not that cool. It's a little bit shapeless, colorless to 3-gate expand. You have no tech going on and so on. The expansion is a little bit late. It's at minute 8. Still, of course, it's a valid play, a very solid play. And Dimaga is going back to his hatchery. The Zerglings still have no metabolic boost. We see ventral sacs to get drop or the load feature of Overlords. DuckloadRA tries to do some damage there at the front gate, but he decides, okay, there's too many Spinecrawlers. I even cancel my pylon there. So Dimaga is droning up all the time now. He knows, okay, I'm pretty safe there at my front gate, so I can drone up. There's a Spire going down. The Nexus finished, and the Maynard slide was just in time. Good timing there. Still 3 gates, so probably WhiteRA needs to decide what to do next. We see 2 probes now in the queue. There's another pylon, and we see pneumatized carapace. This is the Overlord speed at his lair, and the ventral sacs at his hatchery will be finished. So this is probably a drop, but still there's a Spire. Let's see what he wants to do with his ventral sacs. 2 queens here and the 3rd queen there, so he's a little bit safe against WhiteRA action. 3 queens, very nice for that. As you can see, 160 energy on 1 queen. So I think this is a little bit sloppy. He should switch their queen to lava inject and have more transfusion on both queens. You know, when you have transfusion at only 1 queen, your opponent is focused on this queen. But of course, this is only a tiny thing. And we see one Overlord dropped a drone at the island expansion on the upper left side. So Dimaga wants to take his island expansions. Really smart play. I've never seen this before, I think. Well, at least not in the last month. Here's an Overseer that maybe wants to see what's going on. And the first Neutralisks popping out of the lair. They will harass his opponent, who is getting Blink and 1-0 upgrade. And a Nexus is going down at the gold mineral patches as well. Because, yeah, Dimaga knows, oh, my opponent is getting so many Spinecrawlers at his natural expansion. So I'm absolutely cool expanding on my own. Yeah, and here's another expansion going down. This is interesting. There's a drone shift. Wow, Dimaga is taking both island expansions at Lost Temple. I think, well, this reminds me a little bit on Twisted Meadows when you play against Undead as Orc or Night Elf in Warcraft 3. These island expansions were very, very strong in Warcraft 3. And, well, one moment. Sorry for that. Yeah. It's very hard to crush it, and especially as Protoss player, you don't have that much, that good options to crush these island expansions. You need air units like WhiteRAs, maybe Carrier. I think Carrier aren't that common in Protoss vs Zerg, but to kill off these island expansions. Otherwise, you need to use War Prism or maybe Blinkstalker, which is also an option. Nice harassment there, again. So especially against Protoss, taking these island expansions is a nice thing to do. And the expansion, the gold mineral patches, aren't running that nice. Well, oh no, there are very many probes. Just looked like there are not that many probes. So nice saturation at the geysers, at the expansions. Dimaga is droning up a little bit. Let's have a look at the drone count. He's at 57 drones. He has a queen at this island expansion. No queen so far, but now he has a queen at the down bottom right expansion. 2 evolution chambers, getting upgrades for Zerglings, and he gets more and more Mutalisks to harass his opponent. Very nice play. And it's very annoying to play against that. But Dimaga could not prevent the gold mineral expansion, which is very important in this moment. When you play mass Mutalisks, your main purpose is to your main goal is to prevent the third base of your opponent when you play like on Lost Temple. But yeah, DuckloadRA is already safe and sound in this third expansion, so Dimaga has to struggle there. Well, the fourth base needs to be prevented, at least. Otherwise, Dimaga would be way behind. 4 assimilators for Protoss are pretty much. I wonder why WhiteRA is not taking his additional Vespene geysers there. Let's have a look at the supply count. 165 for WhiteRA and 146 for Dimaga, who lost some Mutalisks when harassing. Let's have a look at the Mutalisk upgrades. 2-0 upgrades for the Mutalisk. Oh, I love that play. He's pulling back again. Very nice defense by DuckloadRA, who's throwing down cannons all over the place there, which is pretty cool, I think. You need some cannons. And here's the first blink action. Dimaga defends his island expansion with some Spinecrawler. And he has a hard time holding this off. Oh yeah, while he is destroying one War Prism there. This is cool stuff. The Spinecrawler can't defend his expansion there, but now he gets some Zerglings. Here are the Mutalisks to clean that up. Good stuff. So the island expansion is safe for now. And still there are so many Mutalisks to kill off Stalkers, Photon Cannons, Probes. Good harassment by mtwDimaga. He gets more Mutalisks. Let's have a look again at the production tab. 6 Mutalisks on the queue. There are adrenal glands to get more Cracklings. I think we can call them Cracklings when they got this upgrade. In Brood War you called them Cracklings when they have 3-3 upgrades and yeah, their attack speed. So we didn't see them that much in Protoss vs Zerg lately, but yeah, I think it's getting more common to play Mutalisks and Lynx, because Colossi are so strong against Hydralisks. Mass Mutalisks with Zerglings are a nice option, and this expansion needs to be prevented, as I mentioned before. Now WhiteRA has his additional assimilators there, but this is not saturated. It's sloppy there. And oh, how many Spinecrawler are that? Dimaga really wants to protect the space. Okay, well, some Zerglings run by to defend or to prevent the space. Dimaga wants to expand another time. Still there's some harassment going on. Both players start to multitask all over the map, while some Ultralisks coming out of the hatcheries of Dimaga. Let's have a look at the lava account there. Pretty nice stuff. When you play Mutalisk Ling against the Protoss player, you want to get very many Mutalisk, harass your opponent. You will have overmins, get some Zerglings, get upgrades for your Zerglings, and then a transition to some tier 3 units like Ultralisks. There is also the option to get Broodlords, because you already upgraded the Zerglings. The Broodlings do have 3-3 as well, so Broodlords are also a very nice option. But Ultralisks are of course the natural counter against Stalkers when they have fungal growth. So Stalkers do eat Ultralisks, but when you have a mix of Ling Ultralisk, you can kill off all the Stalkers when they are not spread, you know, because the Ultralisks do area of effect damage against them.